Today, we're making Chinese salt and pepper squid. This dish is crispy and so amazing. It's just like the restaurant style you know and love, but made at home. I'll show you how to make this from scratch, from start to finish. And when we're all done, you'll be able to make and enjoy this too. This is my family's favorite Chinese dish, and it's truly an iconic Chinese staple. So let's get cooking. This will be messy, so be prepared. We'll start with 2 whole jumbo squid and separate the head from the trunk by peeling and pulling on the head. Then using a knife, we'll cut about 4 millimeters below the eyes to separate out the tentacles. The trim pieces above the eyes can be thrown out into the trash. Repeat this for the other squid. Note that the body does contain the squid's stomach, so this can get a bit messy, but if needed, just rinse your surfaces clean. We also have about 3 pounds of smaller squid. We'll prep this the exact same way by separating out the trunk from the body. Next, we'll take one of the trunks and cut open half of it so that it can open up the trunk. We're cutting through only one side so that we can open it up. We can then carefully feel for the squid's pen or quill and remove this by pulling until it slides out. Make sure all of the pen or quill is fully removed. We'll repeat this for all of the squid. This includes the jumbo squid too. Here's a good example where some of the stomach is still inside. After we cut it open, what we'll do is we'll carefully peel and remove any leftover pieces of the stomach from the inside and throw this away. Sometimes a knife can be used by brushing along the surface carefully. Remove the pen and repeat. This may seem like a lot of work, but I promise it's worth it. Now with the knife, scrape the inside of the squid to remove any leftover grit. We'll typically scrape the surface until it glides smoothly. Repeat for all the squid. Okay, we'll give all of our squid a thorough washing in the sink with cold water to remove any leftover guts or grit. Now we'll find where the fin connects to the trunk and peel these 2 sections apart. Use a knife if needed to cut a little bit. We now have our fin and trunk separated. We can then peel away the skin on the outside of the squid for both the trunk and the fin. This can be done by finding an edge and peeling away the thin skin. You can tell you are peeling the skin as this typically is dotted with black spots. If needed, use a knife to gently cut into the skin a little bit to get it started. We'll fully peel and remove all the skin from both the trunk and the fin. Then repeat for all the squid, even the small ones. With all the skin gone, we can wash everything once again in the sink in cold water. Give our squid one last scraping to ensure we fully remove all the grit. And we'll do the same on both sides. This can get a bit wet and messy, so paper towels can be helpful. For the jumbo squid, we'll cut this in half. This just makes it easier to cut into smaller pieces. Then, holding our knife at a 45-degree angle, we're going to slit, not cut through, the squid in a grid pattern spaced out about 5 to 8 millimeters apart. We're only cutting about 2 millimeters into the squid, which will make our squid easier to chew. We'll do one orientation of slitting first, then turn 90 degrees and repeat to form a grid pattern. This technically is optional, so you don't have to necessarily do this step. It just makes the texture and chewiness a little bit easier later. Once we're slitted up, we can then cut this into about 1.5 inch large pieces. Don't make the pieces too small. We can then repeat this process for the remaining squid trunks. Slit, cut, repeat. This whole cleaning process is honestly the most laborious part of this, but once that's done, the rest is fantastic and delicious. For the fin, we'll do exactly the same technique. Slit it, cut it, and repeat. Today, I'm making a ton of squid, but depending on how much you want to make, feel free to scale this recipe. Squid prices are typically about the same price as chicken, if not even cheaper, so this can be a great option for dinner. Prepping this dish also gives you more appreciation next time you order at your favorite Chinese restaurant. Okay, it's tentacle time. During our wash, we'll make sure to remove all of the suction cup ring teeth. This can be done by pulling on them and agitating them until they pop right out. Then for the jumbo tentacles, we can trim these into 1.5 to 2 inch long pieces and cut up the larger sections into chunks. You can also butterfly each tentacle if you want. For the smaller squid, I like to leave them as one piece. This gives the dish an iconic aesthetic and also that classic Chinese restaurant style where you have entire bite-sized pieces of tentacle clusters. Give this all one more rinse in the sink with cold water. Time to dry out our squid. We'll get a generous amount of paper towels and spread out our squid on top, pat dry, and repeat on fresh paper towels at least 2 times. We just want to get as much water out as possible. Now is a good time to sanitize our kitchen counter as well, since we're done with all the dirty work. For the marinade, we'll add about 1 teaspoon of white pepper and 2 tablespoons of cornstarch. Mix this together. We'll let this marinate in the fridge for about 30 minutes. While we wait, let's prep the other ingredients. We'll slice up 2 jalapenos, 2 red peppers, chop 1 bunch of green onions into large pieces, and mince 6 garlic cloves. For the seasoning, we'll mix together 1.5 tablespoons of garlic salt, 1 teaspoon of white pepper, and a half teaspoon of fresh ground black pepper. Alright, let's fry everything up. We're using corn oil today, and we'll heat it up in a pot to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. We also have a bowl of 3 cups of cornstarch that we're using to toss our squid into. Add our squid to the cornstarch and toss until every single piece is coated nicely. Once our oil is between 325 to 350 degrees Fahrenheit, we'll start to add our squid. Be sure to watch the oil temperature, of course, and make sure it stays within the safe cooking window. After leaving the squid untouched for at least 60 seconds, we can then stir the squid around using a metal chopstick. After the squid has fried for about 4 to 5 minutes or until a nice golden brown, we can then use our metal strainer to remove the squid from the oil. Set this aside on a metal rack and repeat for the rest of the squid. Just look at that. It looks incredible. Once all our squid is fried up, we can now toss everything together. Get a wok or a pan set to high heat, add about 1 teaspoon of canola oil or neutral oil, and then add our garlic. Fry this up for about 8 seconds, then add the whites of our green onions and jalapenos. Toss for another 15 seconds-ish. Then add the red peppers and the rest of the green onions. Then we can add our squid, and gradually sprinkle in the seasoning while tossing everything. At this point, we've also turned off the heat. Tossing while sprinkling our seasoning ensures all the pieces get a dusting of the seasoning. Toss and sprinkle. Oh my god, this smells so good right now, you guys. This looks not only delicious, but you can hear the crispiness on that wok. We'll keep on tossing and sprinkling until all of our seasoning has been added. We can then plate this up just like a Chinese restaurant. Just look at how delicious it is. And boom, we have Chinese salt and pepper squid. This is absolutely my favorite dish, and it tastes incredible. Each bite is crispy but chewy, salty with a kick from the white pepper. This isn't fish sticks or something you can get from the store. This is absolutely restaurant quality and style that now you can make at home. This specific style is inspired by a place my family used to go to all the time that is unfortunately closed now. But amazing Chinese dishes like this still live on, and now it's your turn to make this at home. If this looks delicious, then please be sure to like and subscribe for more, and let me know in the comments what your favorite Chinese dish is. We'll see you next time.